remember watching my mom cook as I grew up and being fascinated by the many smells, sounds, and tastes. As I cooked with her, she shared her experience when it came to expressing her culture, especially through food, during her childhood. After hearing her share her stories with me, I realized that our experiences were very different. As I grew up, I developed a love for trying out new recipes and decorating different desserts. During the COVID lockdown, I was cooking and baking something new every week.
So macarona bil bechamel was always one of my favorite foods growing up, and it's a baked pasta dish. It's made with usually penne pasta, although people use all kinds of different pastas. Cooked penne pasta, a ground beef sort of marinara sauce, and a bechamel sauce. And bechamel is this really delicious and heavenly white sauce that is made by creating a roux with flour and butter, and then you very slowly incorporate a milk. And I feel like with every stir, you're kind of like infusing this dish with love. And then it takes about an hour to bake. And so again, it comes out of the oven and it's piping hot.
This decadent dish is usually a go-to meal for special occasions. I even remember asking my mom to make it for my birthday one year. It's layered with the pasta and the beef marinara sauce, and then it all gets drenched with the rich bechamel sauce.
So I grew up in parts of the United States that were pretty notorious for their lack of diversity. Small towns in the Midwest where usually my family was the only family that looked like us, and the only family that spoke Arabic, the only Muslim family. We were a lot of onlys.
I was pretty sheltered growing up from what you could call the outside world. I have lived in California since I was a baby, where diversity is much more present than the places my mom lived. This diversity caused me to seldomly be bullied or feel left out because of my culture or identity. It helped me embrace it. I really got into cooking and baking when I was around 12 years old. I remember making my first cake and calling my grandmothers, telling them all about it. They would share with me recipes, and I would send them pictures of the things that I made in return. These memories really help me appreciate family and culture even more today. Khorayiba is a crunchy, melt-in-your-mouth cookie made with only 4 ingredients: flour, powdered sugar, baking powder, and most importantly, clarified butter.
One thing I remember is that my mom tried to encourage us to be proud of our heritage. My parents both identify as North African and Egyptian, and so she would actually make desserts that were cultural, and she would take them to school when I was in kindergarten, when I was in first grade. And I remember being really excited about that when I was really young, but then as I got a little bit older, those things became kind of like indexical. They became markers of my difference. Food is such a personal and intimate thing, and I think that when people look down on the food that you eat, it brings with it a huge sense of shame. And it seemed like no matter how hard my mom tried to make our holidays special, I grew up for many years feeling like there was this lack and that I had to somehow overcompensate for that difference.
For the PBS NewsHour Student Reporting Labs, I'm Sarah Youssef in San Diego, California.